Hello there, everyone. This is everyone's favorite jack of all trades with the foul mouth, Commodore Urban, and this is the final part to the President's Liner, Luxury Liner President Wilson build, which is a Lindberg Classic Replica Series model kit. Yes, I finished it earlier this afternoon, and I'm going to be showing you guys all the shit that I did to get it finished. And yeah, and I might do a part 2 to this video, which will be the end of build review, but this is just the final part. I'm going to explain to you everything I did to get the model from where it was at the last time you guys saw it to behind this box. Drum roll please. Do-do. Ta-da! Holy shit, look at that. It's an actual ship now. Yay! It's an actual ship, guys. Holy fuck. Well, let's go ahead and set the President, set her up on this book, and I will show you everything I did to finish it up. But one of the major things was the railing. I can show you, well, the railing caps, which would be, like the railing are like around the bridge, and like here, along here, and along through here. You can see it is silver. It's aluminum. There is actually a photograph that I found. It was a black and white photo, but it was a photo looking actually from, it was like right here looking down that way, and I seen the railing that was up here and the railing here, and it wasn't wood. It did not have a wood grain to it, and it looked like it was shiny. And so I found out that the railing was metal. It was a metal topped railing, similar to the railing on the SS United States. I was like, okay, so I went ahead and painted all the railing tops silver, including around the bridge, top of the pilot house, all the way around the pool area, and on the back deck of the ship. Now, another major thing I did was I did my secret ballasting technique for this ship, and it took about a couple of minutes to do that. And so, you know, I did that because I dry fitted the pool deck and this whole entire section on, and it floated evenly in the water. So I went ahead, took it out, set it on a towel, and I went ahead and glued this deck on. It took about 5-10 minutes, and I went ahead and glued this massive section on. That took a few minutes, didn't take too long. And then after I did that, the next thing I did was I glued the lifeboats. Not these, of course. These were already attached to this, but this row here. I glued them both on the starboard side and the port side, as you can see here. That took about a few minutes to get that taken care of. And of course, you know, I told you about this little issue back here. Well, I filled it in with a strip of cardboard. Took 2 thin strips of cardstock, cut them out, put them there, painted them, and I went ahead and fitted this deck piece on, and it fits just like a charm. So, basically did that, and I painted the marker lights, you know, the red for the port side, and of course you got your green, which is right here for your starboard side. Now, another thing I did was did some silver detailing. I painted the radar dish on top of this mast here, silver. I painted this doodad silver, and I painted this mast light, main mast light silver. So, and the picture here it shows that thing being silver, but I actually found out that is the crow's nest, and it was the same color as the mast, so I left it. But as you can see, the mast is halfway gray, just like this, and halfway black. Well, I explained that. Reason why is because the exhaust or the soot from the funnels would go over this and would dirty the tops of the funnel or the tops of the mast. So they just, on a lot of ships, the main mast is painted about about halfway up is painted black, so it would hide the dirt and the dirt and all the fucking shit that comes out of the funnels as it passes behind the vessel. And finally, one of the longest bits on this project, well, was the rigging. The picture on the box shows a model with no rigging, but if you've seen the picture, and yes, this is probably one of the main pictures, well, one of the main photos that I used to reference to the President Wilson. This one, you can see all this. There is a shit ton of rigging. So I put some of the rigging on there. On the mast, you can see the booms. They're all rigged. That was another thing I did too. I glued this set of booms in this location, which the wiring goes up to here, because the President Wilson and the President Cleveland were called combination vessels, meaning they carried passengers and freight. So they had cargo handling apparatuses. They had 10 cargo cranes up front, because each of these masts had 4 booms. There's 8 booms, and these 2 cranes, there's 10. There's 2 more here, that's 12, and 4 more here. That's 13, 14, that's 16. There's 16 booms for handling cargo on this ship. And the last thing I did after I took care of all that was I touched up any paint that might need to be touched up and cleaned. And that's it. And there's the base. It doesn't sit too well on the base if it's not a real sturdy surface like this bed. It tried to fall off 2-3 times. I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to put it on the base until I until I put it up there with the rest of the ships up on that TV cabinet. So there you have it. So there you have it, guys. The complete model of the SS President Wilson. I'll come in a little bit close so you can see some of the detail that went into the model. And I would like to give a very special shout out to 2 individuals who helped to make this model possible for the painting. For one would be my good friend and fellow ocean liner historian and collector, Russ Willoughby. He actually shared quite a bit of information regarding these two liners, because the original idea was to build the Cleveland, but after the decals for the Cleveland went to shit, I built the Wilson instead, and it turned out really good. So Russ, if you watch this, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And I also would like to give a big shout out and thank you to to my longtime subscriber and viewer, Ray O. He actually sent not 1 but 2 YouTube videos that were in color. There were 2 vintage color films of American President Line ships, and the color and seeing those in color really helped to be able to determine what color was what. And also finding, several dozen, like the about less than a dozen pictures online in color and black and white of both these ships, That's a really weird thing, you know, for the years that these ships were in service, there was not that many pictures taken of them, which was really fucking strange. I figured there'd be a hell of a lot more pictures than what there was, but you know what? I got it done, and she's finished. So there you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this, and please stay tuned for part 2 as I talk about the end of model build review. So stay tuned. This is Commodore Urban saying a smooth season, clear skies, happy sailing with you, and God bless. And please stay tuned for part 2.